in CR's Michael and T1 Job there. Anything can happen, but look at how Vico unfortunately gets caught off and out of position.
There's a lot of trust that's implemented into that split technique, but more importantly still, Clone and Kremzu, they're still having to fight their way out of the Reckless Railways. One elimination might not be enough. Our international regions fully understanding they're gonna need more points to make their way up on the leaderboard standings. And Kremzu, Clone, they've still got their eyes on the prize, I believe, but Job and Michael are not making it easy. Instead, they're gonna track down Flixie, catching him from behind. That's a big pickup for Job there, saving his teammate's life.
CR Job, T1 Michael coming in, finding eliminations here. Clearly a new strategy being deployed for this duo here, given that yesterday was such a struggle for this team to get their feet off the ground. And now we're seeing a much slower approach as opposed to taking full-on head-to-head battles, almost lurking between the major drops, trying to find fights that are in action, working a lot better for them now.
But the bigger picture here at DF is that when you've got our third place team going out this early on into the match, no placement points secured, and that is a massive deal because it gives so much opportunity. It opens the door for everyone else to try and squeeze their way inside of it. Kremzu back against the wall, trying to see if he can work this way out. But it's not going to be enough. Michael with the collapse, clean elimination, and that's going to be 3 in total for Job and Michael.
We're seeing why this is a team that had their dominating run on the region. Again, the Asian duo coming up, really making adjustments to their strategy. It's one of the best parts about the Day 2 format that we don't get to highlight enough, right? The teams that come in and start to adapt is what makes it so crucial to really pay attention to what is changing around you. But for Peterbot and Pollo, not much has changed, given that they have continued to key their way into the Rift Island. This time, they'll met with a lot more resistance. It's about the weakest we've seen them coming into mid-game, and I mean, it makes sense. You have Zagu up top here with Shadom and Vidil and Reason here. Very strong teams, very low on the surge here for Pollo and Peterbot. I mean, everyone might just get what they've been looking for, a potential early exit here.
Oh, that was a little bit of a whiff there out of Pollo. Was probably hoping to fully connect, but Pollo, he finishes what he started, gets Reason in the process, but finds himself getting immediately gobbled up by Vidil. And now a serious 1-versus-1 situation, but keep in mind, there's so many other teams surrounding Rift Island. Peterbot, he's just hoping that he can get the revive off.
Talk about an incredible save here, but Body Out's not gonna make it easy here. Armored walls are coming out. Peterbot is desperate and boxed up right now. Zagu is also just above, putting in a couple of shots here, but things are gonna slow down. And just when you thought it was over, they get saved here. Peterbot and Pollo are back in.
But at the cost of so many of their armored walls, Peterbot had to fully utilize practically everything he had saved up. And keep in mind, they still need heals. There's no shield, at least as far as Peterbot's loadout is concerned. Possibly Pollo is carrying a couple of small shield potions, but I'd have to guess not, considering that neither of them is bothered to recover. They're just trying to tango once more with Vidil, but he will not budge.
Doing an excellent job here waiting for them. He knows it's still a 2v1, and Peterbot and Pollo are absolutely deadly here. And let's not forget, they have the medallion, right? So they still have very much full awareness of who's around them, but the tags, they need more damage. They've run out of heals here. This is about the best case scenario for every other duo in the lobby if you want to win the globals, which we know very surely they do. Pollo, though, not giving up just yet. Still knows that there's a job to be done here.
At this stage, though, another issue for Peterbot and Pollo is one of their only options remaining to exit Rift Island might just be to take the Ascender down. But again, if they go for that launch pad, they might encounter even more resistance from the other teams that are a little bit more established, a little bit more healthy as well. But Pollo, Peterbot, they try to mark it off in the first place. They will break through the builds and manage to escape.
Hopefully they don't get targeted while they're flying by. A lot of teams here in the vicinity now. Peterbot going for the dive down. Boyo trying to scout where's the best spot. They're below the surge. They're going to have to land and take a fight. It's all or nothing now. Peterbot tries to go for Dukes and Sphinx. And they go for it, but Peterbot gets knocked. It's all up to Boyo now. Everything lies on him to keep the train going here. He's going to find a lot of tags here, just enough to keep his team in the win now. They try to box up Peterbot. They want to finish his duo. He's not trying to give it away for free. He's actually fighting with all of his heart here, and they're running for him, trying to steal his duo away. And he's going for it, but no! So close! Almost takes down Dukes as well in an incredible exchange, and first place is out. The runway is open.
Respect the meat shield performance there out of Sphinx. He knew that he was already relatively low. He could absorb at least one shot and trust that Dukes would get the job done. But a massive upset here in match 7 as 3 out of our top 5 teams already eliminated. Thomas HD, Queasy, Trulex, Chicho. Now is your chance to surge upwards.
Agers is solo at the moment inside the zone, but we gotta get the update here from Queasy and Thomas HD, who have been working their way up slowly, steadily, looking to manifest this global championships victory right before their eyes here. The tags are great from Thomas. Things are really starting to ramp up now, and we know what they're playing for, and that's that victory. We saw it in the interviews. They just want to take height.
At this stage, if they've had a chance to witness what's been going down inside of that elimination feed, Thomas HD and Queasy exclusively need to focus on their own game, just playing things out as if it's any other match. Pretend like all these other teams in the top 5 are still in the lobby, because that's what's going to give them in the mindset to stay for their best performance.
There's a lot going on right now, given that the zone's starting to develop here. It's not just high ground being held. There's also big names clashing all around us here. Take a look at how Vino jumps in, takes down Paper in the highlight. Possibly then Victor V back-to-back, but it wasn't over yet. He gets met with a crushing defeat to the hands of Quanti and Gone.
The overhead view doing an excellent job at highlighting. There's practically nowhere left to hide. Everybody is stuck on even ground just about. And what I want to see, MDF, is whether or not Queasy and Thomas are going to be able to successfully make their stake on height. Trulex and Chicho box on the low ground directly underneath them. And if these Titans clash, one or the other could potentially fold.
Well, here's the thing. Thomas HD and Queasy are two of the, again, only players left in this lobby that will notably challenge height every single time. Most of the competition that would otherwise do that is not in this lobby. I do anticipate a runaway scenario here. However, Brazil, King and Phaser hopping across, yet not even close enough to challenge up for high ground. So there's very little teams that would actually have the heart to go up, unless coming into day 2, they've decided to shift strategy.
And that was a pretty risky jump forward as well from King and Phaser, because the way that Thomas HD and Queasy have been spraying at other teams, you've got the indication that they likely have an assault rifle, so it's a lot more difficult to make those jumps from the high ground off the Flowberry Fizz, heading towards front side of the next zone. But Sphinx, Dukes, we saw them shut down our first place team on the leaderboard already here today. They're hoping to see if they can transition this into a victory royale of their own.
Sphinx and Dukes through Elims. Hard eyes on the prize right now as Reese trying to slip his way from the storm line into the safety, but unfortunately is going to fall there in 19th place now. Very well within the top 20 here, as there's a lot of placement points to be earned. This is a 1.5x multiplier for everyone tuning in right now. These games have significantly more weight than yesterday's round. If there's a day you want to perform, it is here and it is now. Queasy and Thomas still working their way. Look at this build. They are willing to commit heavy material, heavy resources to hold high ground.
And what's one of the most impressive aspects of Thomas HD and Queasy's run is that they've been doing all of this without a forecast tower. They are just sheer commitment at this stage. Thomas HD continuing to try and prevent players from getting anywhere near that secondary height even, as Cooper forced to just utilize the medkits, playing from the backside of the Storm and zone in general, but only a matter of time before he's spotted out as a solo.
Just a complete shakeup with the teams we're seeing alive right now as well. Bryce and Bolt keeping up the momentum from where they left off in game number 6, carrying it straight into game number 7 now. A near top 10 for Bolts here, but he will have to fight someone on the outside of zone. Trulix and Chicho, meanwhile, just running game here on the mid ground. Now looking to jump down to low. They have enough maps to do so, cutting off their opponents here. There's a lot of reaction coming here, though. You have Asia on one side of the wall, OCE on the other, fully boxed in now. They have to be careful. There's no way out. Trulix and Chicho might have signed themselves straight back to the lobby accidentally now. Oh no, having to heal here. Chicho gets caught out. One false mistake, and it will come back to haunt you here.
But
high ground.
Scope, Queasy, Thomas HD. They could tell Phaser for a moment. He got a glimpse, but he won't actually get a taste of what the high ground is like. Queasy now going to be the first to drop. He's continuing. He knows he needs a refresh. He wants more material. If he can find an elimination, if he can play the disturbance factor, he can prevent anyone from having the potential to threaten Thomas HD's current position. Thomas HD, in fact, alongside Queasy, just going to continue to try and secure as many eliminations as possible.
We are witnessing greatness right now as Thomas HD and Queasy are putting on a masterclass from the high ground here. Doing a very good job now securing eliminations, starting to rack up. Queasy will have to get those mats there. Has to jump to the tree. He sends Thomas HB down. The Soren to start cutting off the teams here. Completely new duos in the conversation as well. It's Zagu and King and Phaser now. That's all that's left in a clean 2v2 here.
But the zone pool, Thomas HD and Queasy, they made it to the top of the hill. Phaser is going to manage to find his way up. Thomas HD instantly puts him down. Queasy with the cleanup as well, and a victory royale finish.
We expect it, and now they're performing from the interview section all the way in to the first match here of the day. What a way to keep up the momentum. And of course, you know what we're gonna get next. A word here on the floor, given that we wanna hear what's happening.
Would you please give it up your Game 7 winners, Queasy and Thomas HD! Woo! Boys! That is the way to do a Game 7 on day 2 of Global Championships, Queasy. The high ground was king there again. What a way to start the competition today.
I mean, take high, don't die. It's that simple.
I love that. It's a man of few words, but you know what? They mean a lot. They pack a punch. Thomas, today as well, we see the likes of family in the audience, all these fans here as well. Fort Worth, make some noise for these players! I want to talk about how pivotal it was as well. You saw in the elimination feed, I think in the 6th zone, we saw Peter Bot and Poyo go down. Did you know then you had to capitalize on that?
I mean, Christians said, like you saw it in the kill feed, so yeah. Like, we just played our game. We didn't think about they were in the game, but it doesn't matter for us.
Now that you've seen the 1.5 multiplier making a massive difference today as well, looking at the points, you've really tightened things up at the top. Do you go out the same way again? I mean, obviously high ground being really important there. How did the mid-game change for you guys that time around?
I mean, we will see. I can't tell if we're going to play high or not, but if the opportunity is there, we're taking it.
And it seems as well, Queasy, that each time you guys get that high ground, you're the one sent down just to wipe the floor, get those eliminations. Thomas holds the high, and it's working really, really well.
I mean, yeah. What is there to say? Like, we just take high and we win. There's nothing else to do. Like, we just need to perfect our mid-game. And if we get into endgame with good match, that's it.
We're looking forward to seeing what happens next. Would you please, one more time, Fort Worth, give it up for Queasy and Thomas HD! Woo! That is the way to start a day 2 of FNCS Global Championships 2024. Loads more to come. What's going to happen next? We'll find out after this very short break. We'll see you in a few.
Get high, don't die! Get high, don't die! Come on, man. It's too
on,
easy.
bro.
It's too easy.
Fortnite fam, we got a tournament in our hands, baby!
Hey, Lev, take height.
Don't die.
Take height.
Don't die.
Ah, let's go! Game number one on the day, 7 overall. Wheezy, Thomas HD find the victory royale, and they repeat exactly what they said yesterday. Take height.
Don't die, Levin. Levin. Listen, Queasy and Thomas, I mean, the high ground, right? It was working yesterday. They were getting a little bit of pressure, in my opinion, from the likes of Vico and Flixie primarily. But Vico and Flixie go down very, very early on this game. Queasy and Thomas maybe noticed that, right? And was like, listen, we're not going to receive any pressure from them, because what we noticed, Levin, was that they invested all of their match, so much so that when it came down to this 2v2, they almost had nothing left.
I mean, you look at who have been the biggest players on height in the first 6 games. Vico Flixie up there, Peterbot Poyo up there. Both of those guys down and out of this end game. So much space for Queasy and Thomas to play with up on those layers. And it's just really great to see this from them, Vivid, man. This is what I've been wanting to see from them all year, right? We've always known Queasy to be this dominant high ground IGL. This year, he took a step back from that when it matters the most, though, relying on what he knows best, playing the high ground.
I just cannot believe, and as well, when we kind of saw, I love the way that Queasy kind of commits to that high ground. We kind of look up and it's just cones as far as the eye can see. Most players would just kind of do a few floors, maybe 2 wide. He's just like, nope, this is mine, all of it.
To be fair, there's not many players looking up at it anyway.
Yeah.
But if you did, and you just saw 300 metal just committed to high ground, you're not even bothering to go up there.
Vivid, are you seeing this? Do quick math for me, Vivid. This lead is a lot smaller than yesterday.
23 points now separate Peterbot and Poyo and Queasy and Thomas. The question was, how is anybody going to catch up to them? That 1.5x coming into full effect. A bad game for Peterbot and Poyo. Shambles up on Rift Island, goes down early after trying to land and fight to get back into the game. Queasy and Thomas, they mentioned it in that little bit of an interview right there. They saw it happen in the feed. They played their game to it, and now we've got a tournament on our hands.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Oh, uncharacteristic game from Peterbot and Poyo. They look like they were working with scraps at times, but with Thomas and Queasy, not at all. Still exactly what we saw from them yesterday, where they're looking strong, in good positions to get surge. Thomas in particular, the Monarch pistol again, it is just relentless, the amount of damage this guy is putting in with that.
That's right, and guess what? We actually have a moment from that last game. Let's listen into that game-winning moment.
I'm not gonna be.
We should remember their skins. We should remember their skins. Yeah. They're dashing.
30 on them.
Okay, we know their skins though.
Yeah, Catwoman.
I got a kill.
Disconnected them on the right.
Yeah.
They have dashes still, Catwoman on the right.
Yeah, I see. Here, chop him, chop. I'm going across.
I'm armored wall, I'm armored here.
Yeah, okay.
Armor yourself as well. Armor.
Yeah, I am. I did. We can get.
Spraying
we got
them,
chopped
spraying
off the
them.
back. I don't have fizz. I don't have
60,
fizz. I don't
100
have
points.
fizz.
That.
Nice.
He's coming up.
Going up. Yeah, I see. 100.
30.
Crack.
That.
Behind
On
you.
me.
1 HP.
That.
Yeah.
Take height, don't die.
Absolutely amazing stuff there. Just to see them be excited. Levin, I want to double back. You talk about that Monarch pistol in hand. We joked about it at the start of the day. What kind of damage are we actually putting in with this?
Let's take a look at the numbers. Who do you think is going to be leading with the Monarch pistol? Surprise, surprise. No surprise at all. Thomas HD by far and away just crazy with it. Again, if you know anything about Thomas HD and
Halo, Halo! Halo! O! O! Słychać mnie, dobra! Przepraszam was za takie problemy, ale no wiecie. Musiałem poprawiać, musiałem wszystko coś innego robić. O ty Agin. O ty. Czekaj. Czy? Wiem, że mnie nie było słychać, dlatego poprawiałem. O, ja sobie to przyciszę.